Hi, I'm Barrett. 6 months ago, my wife Claire was diagnosed with fibromyalgia after years of mysterious symptoms. When her condition worsened to the point where she could barely get out of bed, her parents Roger and Martha suggested we move in with them temporarily so they could help take care of their daughter. Barrett, honey, can you pass me my medication? Claire asked, her voice barely above a whisper as she lay in our bed at her parents' house. I handed her the pills and a glass of water. How are you feeling today? The pain's about a 7, better than yesterday. She forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I hate leaving you here all day. I sat beside her, running my fingers through her hair. Mom and Dad are here. They promised to check on me while you're at work. I know, but Barrett, we can't afford to lose your income right now. Not with the medical bills. Claire squeezed my hand. Besides, it's just until I get stronger. That conversation replayed in my mind as I pulled into Roger and Martha's driveway 3 weeks later, 2 hours earlier than expected. My meeting had been canceled, giving me a rare chance to spend extra time with Claire. The house was oddly quiet when I entered. No television blaring Roger's favorite sports channel. No Martha talking loudly on the phone. Claire, I'm home early, I called out. No response. I walked toward our bedroom but stopped when I heard a clattering sound from the kitchen. Through the doorway, I froze at what I saw. Claire was on her hands and knees, scrubbing the floor, her face contorted in pain with each movement. What the hell are you doing? I rushed to help her up. Barrett, you're early! The panic in her eyes told me everything. Why are you cleaning? Where are your parents? Claire's eyes darted toward the sliding glass door where Roger and Martha sat on the patio, drinking iced tea and reading. How long has this been going on? I asked, helping her to a chair. It's nothing. I just wanted to help out since they're letting us stay here. Claire, you can barely walk. Your doctor specifically said if I don't do it, they get upset. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Yesterday, Martha said I was taking advantage and needed to earn my keep, despite my so-called condition. My blood ran cold. So-called condition? Claire looked away. Roger thinks I'm exaggerating for attention. He says everyone has aches and pains. And they've been making you do housework? Every day? She nodded slowly. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, they wait until you leave for work. Just then, the patio door slid open. Martha walked in, her perpetually pinched expression souring further when she saw me. Barrett, what a surprise. Her voice was syrupy sweet. We weren't expecting you for hours. Roger followed behind her. Everything okay at work, son? No, everything is not okay, I said, struggling to keep my voice level. I just found Claire scrubbing your floors when she can barely stand. Martha laughed nervously. Oh, we told her not to do that. Claire, honey, I said I'd handle the floors later. That's not true, Claire whispered, then louder. That's not true. You woke me up and said the floor needed scrubbing before Barrett came home. Roger's face darkened. Now listen here, young lady. We've opened our home to you two out of the goodness of our hearts. A little gratitude wouldn't hurt. Gratitude? I stepped between them and Claire. She's seriously ill, and you're treating her like Cinderella. We're helping her, Martha insisted. Keeping busy is good for people who dwell on their problems. The doorbell rang, interrupting our argument. That'll be Jessica, Claire said. She was supposed to take me to my doctor's appointment since you couldn't. My sister Jessica walked in without waiting for someone to answer. One look at our faces, and she knew something was wrong. What's going on? She asked. We're leaving, I said. Pack your things, Claire. We're not staying here another minute. So they've been working her like a servant this whole time? Jessica asked as she helped Claire into her car while I loaded our hastily packed belongings into mine. Apparently. And they don't even believe she's really sick. I slammed the trunk closed harder than necessary. Jessica's eyes narrowed. I knew something was off. Every time I visited, Martha would hustle me out before I could spend any real time with Claire. Did you notice anything else? I asked. Actually, yes. Last week when I picked Claire up for her physical therapy, she was exhausted. Said she'd been up since 5 doing laundry because Roger needed his golf clothes. I leaned against the car, processing this information. Claire has an appointment with Dr. Patel today, right? I think I'll join you. An hour later, we sat in Dr. Patel's office after Claire's examination. Mrs. Wilson's condition has deteriorated significantly, Dr. Patel said, concern evident in her clipped, precise tone. Her pain levels are higher, and she's showing signs of extreme fatigue beyond what's typical for fibromyalgia at this stage. Because her parents have been forcing her to do housework, I explained. Dr. Patel's normally composed expression shifted to shock. Physical exertion of that nature is absolutely contraindicated. Who would demand that of someone in her condition? Her parents don't believe she's really sick, Jessica interjected. I've treated many fibromyalgia patients, Dr. Patel said firmly. This is not an imaginary condition. The physical stress Mrs. Wilson has been under has likely caused a serious setback in her treatment plan. Can you document this? I asked. The decline in her condition and your professional opinion about what caused it? Of course, I'll prepare a comprehensive medical report. Dr. Patel turned to Claire. Mrs. Wilson, has anyone other than your parents witnessed this treatment? Claire hesitated. Our family friend Gregory stopped by a few times. He saw Martha making me fold laundry once when I was having a flare-up. Would Gregory confirm this? I asked. I don't know. He's been friends with my parents for 30 years. Later that afternoon, I met Gregory at a coffee shop near his office. Look, Barrett, Gregory said, stirring his coffee slowly. Roger and Martha are old school. They believe in pushing through pain. That doesn't make them monsters. They forced my bedridden wife to scrub floors on her hands and knees, I countered. How is that not monstrous? Gregory sighed, his bushy eyebrows knitting together. Maybe they went too far, but their generation doesn't understand these newfangled conditions. Back in their day, this isn't about generational differences, I interrupted. It's about basic human decency. You saw how they treated her. Would you let someone do that to your daughter? Gregory shifted uncomfortably. No, I wouldn't. But what exactly are you planning to do? I'm going to make sure they never hurt Claire again, I said. And I need to know if you'll tell the truth about what you saw. You're asking me to choose sides against my oldest friends. I'm asking you to stand up for someone who couldn't stand up for herself. Gregory was quiet for a long moment. There's something else you should know. Claire isn't the first. Their previous housekeeper quit because of how they treated her. And Roger's mother was in a nursing home because they claimed they couldn't handle her care, though they seemed perfectly capable of making Claire handle theirs. Do you have any proof of this? I asked, leaning forward. The housekeeper, Maria, still works for me, and I visited Roger's mother in that nursing home. The stories she told me. Gregory shook his head. I've kept quiet too long. It's time someone stopped them. 2 days later, Jessica, Gregory, and I confronted Roger and Martha at their home. Claire stayed with a friend, unable to face her parents yet. This is ridiculous, Roger bellowed as soon as we entered their living room. You've blown everything out of proportion. Is that so? I pulled out my phone. Because I have photos of the bruises on Claire's knees from scrubbing your floors, and Dr. Patel has documented the decline in her condition due to physical overexertion. Martha's face paled slightly, but she maintained her composure. We were helping her build strength. Sitting around feeling sorry for yourself never cured anyone. Is that what you told your mother too, Roger? Gregory asked quietly. Roger's head snapped toward his friend. You keep my mother out of this. Why? Because you did the same thing to her? Claimed she was exaggerating her Parkinson's symptoms? Gregory's normally jovial face was stone serious. I visited her, Roger. I know how you abandoned her. That was different, Martha cut in. We couldn't provide the level of care she needed. Yet you expected Claire to provide care for you, Jessica said. How convenient. We gave them a place to stay. Martha's voice rose shrilly. We fed them, housed them. And in return, you treated your critically ill daughter like an indentured servant, I replied. You woke her up early to cook your breakfast, made her clean your house, and all while telling her she was faking her illness. She needed structure, Roger insisted, pacing now. All this coddling just enables her. Enables her to what? Not be in excruciating pain? I stepped closer to him. You know what I think? I think you saw an opportunity when Claire got sick. Free housekeeping under the guise of helping us. That's absurd, Martha snapped. We love our daughter. Then why did I find these? Jessica pulled out a bottle of pain medication from her purse. Claire's prescription, the one she supposedly lost last month. I found it hidden in your bathroom cabinet, Martha. You were withholding her medication. Roger's face reddened. Now you're just making accusations without proof. We have proof, I said firmly. Maria, your former housekeeper, has provided a sworn statement about how you treated her. Your mother's nursing home records show your frequent claims that she was acting up for attention, and Claire has kept a journal documenting everything for the past month. Martha suddenly changed tactics. Barrett, honey, we may have been a bit strict, but we only wanted what was best for Claire. You know how she can be, always so sensitive. Don't, I warned. Don't try to manipulate me. We're sorry if we overstepped. Roger said, his tone softening unconvincingly. We just wanted to help. Can't we put this behind us? We're family. No, I said simply, we can't. What do you want from us? Martha demanded. I want you to face consequences for once in your lives, I replied. Roger's face contorted with rage. He lurched forward, grabbing my shirt collar. You ungrateful piece of... I welcomed you into my home, and this is how you repay me, by turning my daughter against us. Roger, don't! Martha cried as Gregory pulled him back. You think you can threaten me? Roger snarled. I'll make sure you and Claire have nothing. I'll call every connection I have. You'll never work in this town again. And there it is, I said calmly, pointing to the phone Jessica had been recording with. Threats, assault, all on video. Roger's face drained of color. The restraining order has been approved, Officer Reynolds said, handing me the official document. Her no-nonsense demeanor softened slightly as she added, based on the evidence you've provided and Mr. Wilson's recorded threats, the judge was quite concerned. What happens now? Claire asked from the couch where she sat wrapped in a blanket, looking both relieved and anxious. They can't come within 500 feet of either of you, Officer Reynolds explained, and the elder abuse investigation into how they treated Roger's mother has been reopened based on the new evidence. What about the medication theft? Jessica asked. That's being investigated separately, Officer Reynolds replied. Prescription fraud is a serious offense. After she left, Claire turned to me. I never thought it would come to this. They're still my parents. Parents who abused you, I reminded her gently, who took advantage of you when you were at your most vulnerable. I know, she whispered. It's just hard to accept. 2 weeks later, the local newspaper ran a story about elder abuse at Sunny Pines Nursing Home, where Roger's mother had lived. The article didn't name Roger and Martha directly, but it mentioned family members who pressured staff to ignore legitimate medical concerns. The next day, while Claire was at physical therapy, my phone rang. It was Roger. You've ruined us, he hissed without preamble. Everyone in town is talking. Martha can't even show her face at the garden club anymore. That wasn't my doing, I replied. The nursing home investigation was already underway. But you pushed it forward. You gave them Gregory's statement. You did this to yourselves, Roger. We want to see Claire, he demanded. She's our daughter. We deserve a chance to apologize. That's not my decision, I said. And you have a restraining order. Just tell her we're sorry. We didn't understand her condition. You didn't try to understand. You chose to believe she was lying because it was convenient for you. Later that evening, I relayed the conversation to Claire. They want to apologize, I concluded, but only you can decide if you want to hear it. Claire was quiet for a long moment. What do you think they really want? Honestly, to save face. Now that people know how they treated you and Roger's mother, they're scrambling to control the damage. Not because they actually feel remorseful. If they were truly remorseful, they wouldn't have waited until they were publicly exposed, I said. Claire nodded slowly. Then my answer is no. I don't want their apology. A month later, we sat with Jessica and Dr. Patel reviewing Claire's progress. Your condition is improving steadily, Dr. Patel noted with satisfaction. The new medication regimen is working well, and the reduced stress has made a significant difference. I actually slept through the night twice this week, Claire said with a genuine smile. No pain wake-ups. That's fantastic, Jessica beamed. You look better too. After the appointment, Claire and I walked slowly through the park near our new apartment. I got a call from Gregory today, I mentioned. Roger and Martha are selling their house, moving to Florida, apparently. Running away from the scandal, Claire said without emotion. Typical. Does that bother you? Claire considered this. No, what bothers me is thinking about all the years I tried to please them, and it was never enough. I kept making excuses for their behavior, telling myself that's just how they were. And now? Now I know I deserve better, she said firmly. We both do. Do you ever think you'll want to reconcile? I asked carefully. No, Claire replied without hesitation. Some relationships can't be fixed. Some betrayals cut too deep. She squeezed my hand. But I'm not letting that define me anymore. I'm focused on healing. Really healing this time. I'm proud of you, I said. Claire looked up at me. I'm proud of us for standing up to them, for choosing our future over their approval. As we continued our walk, Claire asked, do you ever wonder how many other people are trapped in situations like mine? Mistreated by the very people who should care for them the most? Too many, I think, I replied. Maybe that's why it's important to tell our story. Maybe it is, she agreed. Maybe it'll help someone else find their voice. Have you ever had to cut someone toxic from your life for your own well-being? Share your experience in the comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories.